Hey, writers. I wanted to talk to you today about leadership. What is a leader? And better yet, how do you operate if the person who is leading perhaps is not capable of doing so? What I mean by that is, I was talking with my daughter, and she was talking about college, and one of the organizations that she's in has a leader who's not providing her with information early enough for her to take off work. And so her solution was to quit the organization next semester if he's still the leader. And I said, how is that a help? Because college is about more than the classes that you take, right? College is about more than the books and the subjects. It is also about learning life lessons, right? So this is a life lessons for her. And the lesson is that oftentimes everyone that is placed in a position of leadership does not necessarily have the qualities of a leader. So then what are we, the followers, to do when we're placed in that circumstance? We're supposed to lovingly guide them into a better state of leadership. Now, everybody isn't necessarily capable of doing that, and I'm sure the people who don't recognize the failings of their leader wouldn't be the ones that would even attempt to do it because they think everything was fine. But those of us that know, wow, there should be some structure. Wow, we should have dates and times in advance so that people can make allowances to be there. Whatever the situation may be, we then perhaps have something useful to contribute to the leader. I was watching T.D. Jakes' Bible study the other day, and he spoke of, he had a question and answer period, and one young lady said, you know, I'm in a situation where no one wants to take my solutions or suggestions. What do I do? The first thing he said, well, you're making a general assumption that your suggestions either A, have never been thought of, or B, are the best for the organization. And that's a huge assumption, right? So I'm not saying that the suggestion that my daughter had was a reasonable and valuable solution, that they should have a calendar at least a month at a glance so those students who have jobs can make plans, right? So why am I talking about this college situation in my ride along? Because this is life, right? So she kept pushing back. No, I already tried to talk to him. And you know, young people love to text. They text. I said, first of all, texting is not communication. You guys don't even write in full words or sentences. Second of all, context cannot be gathered from texting. I don't know the tone that you're using. I don't necessarily know your motivations. I need to see you face to face. She said, well, that's difficult because we have classes and we don't know everybody's schedule. I said, well, until you try, don't tell me that. And I said, and if at the very least you cannot be face to face, you can at least be on the phone physically speaking, so then at least your tone can be heard. And then I finally had to say, so what exactly did you call me for? Because if you're going to push back on every suggestion that I give you, 21-year-old, and your mom is 51 years old, I'm not sure. Did you just want me to listen? I'm not saying you have to do what I'm saying, but I would think you would want to lean on the wisdom of your mom, who's 30 years your senior. So what's the message in all this, Dawn? Well, the message is not every leader should be leading, right? But it's not okay for followers to simply say, I'm taking my ball and going home. I quit. They can't do it. I'm done. No, if you have the skill sets that will be valuable to that leader, it is my upbringing that it's your obligation to bring that person along. Now, everybody doesn't believe that. Some people say, forget it, I'll go start my own. Well, if that's the case, we'd have a million different organizations and nothing would get done because everybody would just simply leave and start their own thing instead of working with those who are in leadership to become better leaders. So I told her, it's your obligation to help that young man. It's your obligation to give him some suggestions. And watch this part. Often we love to sit back on the sidelines and tell people what they should be doing without offering any assistance. I said, why don't you offer, hey, I'd be happy to put together a month of our meetings at a glance, and I'll send it to you. You can send it out to the organization. And I said, you do that for two reasons. One, don't talk about it, be about it. If you got a suggestion, then make it happen. Second, don't try and make the person think that you're usurping their authority by sending it out on your own. No, send it through the leader. Let the leader get the shine, because it ain't about that anyway, right? Cream rises to the top, so you'll be recognized either way it goes. But what you are doing is a service to that young man. And my daughter goes to an HBCU, so I'm big about helping our black folks. That may be a lesson that you assist him with that helps him later in life, that he'll be able to recall when he was not the best leader that he could have been, but there was some young lady who gave him some advice and he took it to heart and it was valuable. I said, now, there is a strong possibility that this young man may not want to take your suggestion. And that's always a possibility when we're dealing with leaders, that they may not want to heed the suggestions that we give them, whether they be good, bad, or indifferent. Well, guess what? You still have recourse. I said, if he doesn't want to take your suggestion and you feel strongly about it, then I suggest you go to your advisor. But if you're telling me that you want to be in this organization, if you're telling me that you want to do the work that they're doing, and the only thing that stands as an obstacle is this young man, then remove the obstacle. Help him along. If he's not willing to be helped along, then find some way to get more support for him through your advisor, or perhaps he'll get booted. Not saying that's what I want, but sometimes a leader needs to be removed, right? But furthermore, be about your suggestion. Be the change that you want to see. I have an idea. Let me put something together and let me know what you think about it. That's a lot less intimidating than telling them what their failings are and not providing any viable solution. So not every leader is going to be great. Not every leader is going to be worthy of being followed. But it is your obligation to me that you support a leader, that you respect the authority of a leader, that you help guide them along. And if they just can't get it, then you find ways so that the organization does not suffer, and you move them out of the way. You say, Dawn, this isn't biblical. Yes, it is. Because it says that we're supposed to build up our someone where they're weak, that the strong are to bear the infirmities of the weak, that where you are weak, I am strong. That's talking about God, right? But God places individuals in our lives who have skill sets and gifts that we may not possess. And shame on us that we don't either A, allow them to help us, or B, that we don't extend ourselves to help someone else. Am I my brother's keeper? I should be. Thanks for riding. Like and subscribe. Have a blessed day.